Welcome everybody to 90 Day Fiancé Fridays with Gio, Gina. Shout out to Amberly, Colleen, Pineapple Girl, and Sherry. What's good?
What's good, y'all?
What's
What's
up,
up?
y'all?
I love that Sherry, Colleen, and Amberly and Pineapple Girl are here. I love the diehard awesome people that follow along. Y'all are the best. And Gina, I feel like I haven't talked to him forever.
I know,
I
right?
feel like I feel like we text all the time, but it's not the same as like talking. We don't
It
like talk
isn't.
we don't talk as much as we used to, so we gotta fix that. We
Mm,
gotta fix that.
I know. That's on you, not on me, because I don't know whether to not or check in or not, or
Well, no,
like,
it's totally my fault. I've been very unavailable. Like I don't talk to nobody right now. I'm going through my like, life crisis of chaotic moving and all this craziness. And I don't know if you guys know, but I had two cars and I decided that I didn't want them anymore, so I had to sell them. And then after that, I realized that I don't have a car anymore. So then I had to go buy a new truck, and then I added that onto all the stupid mess that I'm already dealing with, like the moving and stuff. So now I just went through purchasing a new truck as well. So like, yeah, I don't know why I decided to
I-
do it now. Well, I will tell you why. So I was going to drive one car up, and my girlfriend was fly down and drive the U-Haul and with a car attached to it on a tow. And then the plans changed, and then I was like, I'm gonna sell one car, and then I'll just tow
Mhm.
one car up. And then I had this conversation with my girlfriend, and she was like, your cars are like not new. And I was like, yeah, I know, right? And I kind of feel like I should get a new car. She's like, instead of lugging any of them up here with you, you should just sell them and buy a new car. And I was like, smart idea. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. So I went online and I picked out a truck I wanted and I bought it online. And then I
Mhm.
sold the cars. And then I realized that buying a car is a lot of work, and a lot of stuff. So then that's something else that I added to my plate at a really bad time. But since I had sold both cars, I needed a car to drive when I got there. So I was like, I kind of should have waited, but I also didn't
Mhm.
want to tow a car up there. So again, this is just all the BS that I've been dealing with lately.
Yeah, the only thing I was gonna
so
say, the only thing I
go
was gonna say is
ahead.
like, yeah, like the part that doesn't wouldn't make sense for me is like, because if you buy down there, you still have to like register it in Florida or wherever, like
Well, I
in.
didn't I didn't buy it down here, so I bought it at a dealership in Georgia, and then they're gonna deliver it to our house. So yeah,
Mhm.
that was the next thing that I had to talk to them about because I was like, well, how does that work? I live here, but I'm gonna be living there. So they're like, if you buy it there, you're gonna have to pay taxes there and register it there. And I was like, well, I can't register it here because I don't live here anymore. But I was like, technically, I'm still here, but I'm not gonna be after like a week. So that was like a whole thing. They had to transfer me to like the supervisor because nobody knew how to handle this. Because I was like, you mean to tell me? Because they were like, you can't really buy a car in a state you don't live in yet. And I was like, but you can though. I'm pretty sure you can buy a car in any state. And then the manager of the dealership was like, no, he can buy a car in a state he doesn't live in yet. Like that's not an issue. They were like, we'll do the deal. And then when we finalize the paperwork in person, we'll change the address. Or they were like,
Mhm.
technically we could put the new address on there now. And then when the credit situation goes through, we'll explain it to the bank so the bank understands you got to run this address for the credit application, but then you have to send everything to this new address. So it was very complicated. Nothing I can do can be simple, right? Everything has to be complicated. But we figured that out. And now the next issue I'm dealing with is the truck that I wanted is not available where I wanted it to be. So now they're shipping it from somewhere else, and now it's in limbo because they shipped it, but they don't know where it is yet. So now we're
Mhm.
waiting for the truck to show up.
Well, it might be like Shabooty's TV. They'll arrive 4 months later.
Well, see, that's not gonna work, right? Like that's not gonna. But yeah, that was crazy. Shabooty TV just randomly showed up 4 months later, and I'm hoping that my truck does not randomly show up 4 months later. And also, how do you lose a truck? Like, how do you do that? How do you not know where it is? They're like, well, we shipped it, but we don't have any updates. It's coming. We just don't know where it is.
And I hope it's not in the Strait of Hormuz.
I hope so. I'm like, I don't know, but and hopefully it doesn't arrive damaged. Like, I don't know how they ship it. Do they ship it like on one of those car stacking trucks that you see on the freeway?
Car stacking trucks. I've seen
Yeah.
them before.
So yeah,
Mhm.
it's somewhere out there in the world on one of those. That's where my truck is. So hopefully I'll get it soon.
Yeah, sounds like you're adding to your headaches at a bad
I
time.
know. I feel like I have the biggest migraine at this point, and most of it's my own fault because I probably shouldn't have added getting a new car right this second when I have so much to deal with. Like, but I don't know. I just thought like, because when I got there, I was like, well, I told my girlfriend, I was like, well, when I get there, what am I going to do about a car? And she's like, I have more than one car. You can just drive one. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want my own. And then I went and made my life more complicated.
Yeah, I would have just waited to get there situated, then buy something.
Yeah, that's what any normal person would do. But you know, Officer Nasty is not a normal guy. I am not a normal guy.
You just have to make stuff more difficult for you, don't you?
I do. If it's easy, I don't want it. Apparently, I need a migraine every morning when I wake up. I need a big migraine.
Hmm. Like, are you good with like administrative tasks or something? Is that your forte?
What do you mean? What do you mean by administrative
Like
tasks?
I mean,
paperwork.
yeah, all this shit. Like,
Not
is this?
really. No, like I'm horrible at all of this. Like, no, I'm terrible. So let me tell y'all how bad I am at things. So my girlfriend said to me yesterday, she's like, "Did you put in a change of address at the post office?" And I was like, "No, should I?" And she was
Nope.
like, "Yes." She was like, "Why haven't you yet?" I was like, "Because I haven't moved yet." And she's like, "You have to do it early because it takes weeks to kick in." I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. So I just put it in like yesterday. So apparently I'm not even going to be getting my mail. Like I'm
Mm,
horrible at this. I should have hired an assistant just to handle this move because I don't think I did any of it right.
true. Yeah, that's not my forte either. So yeah,
Well, I have no idea what I'm doing. And Gina, you know me, I'm always trying to do things that I don't know what I'm doing and I always screw them up.
true.
Yeah, that's Google for you when you could be like, what to do before moving to another state. And then it
And
will
but
tell you list by
I
list by
thought
list what to do.
I thought I was fine because this is like the fourth time I've moved to another state. So I was like, oh, I'm a pro. Like I know what I'm doing. Or actually the fifth time. Like I assumed I was a pro, but then I realized the other times I did hire people to do everything for me. And then this time I was like, no, I don't need to do that. It's totally fine. I'm not bringing like a whole bunch of stuff with me. I could totally do it myself. And now I think what I'm really gonna do, I get the truck, I'm gonna just hire people to put this stuff on it. I am gonna drive the truck though.
True.
Which I'm a little worried about because I can't drive. So driving a truck is gonna be crazy. But I am gonna
Like,
drive the truck.
it's gonna be easy. You all.
It's like a Penske, like a 26-foot Penske. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping I don't crash and hurt anyone. You know, fingers crossed.
Well,
Mm,
you're no Liz. You're not going to drive barefoot or on the other side of the highway.
No, I'll be on the right side of the highway. I can guarantee you that. That's all I can guarantee, though.
true. Speaking of, should we get into the topics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about
George
my
is on
chaotic.
crisis mode.
Yeah, let's get on the topics because I could talk about my chaotic life forever.
True. Okay, let me just go to the topics list. Normally, I don't leave. Normally, I don't. Well, lately, I've been having the best topic first, but because I'm too impatient to wait till later in the show. But so let's go to it. So the first topic I have is probably the biggest, the hottest, juiciest tea, which was like the Liz and Jamal tea, which I guess I'll go to my post.
I'm so glad this came out because I've
Mhm,
known about this for like a really long time and I've just been waiting and waiting so we can discuss it. So I'm
mhm.
just really glad it's out. So let's go to your post.
Yeah, and I will say like preface for anyone out there listening, like it doesn't matter who you are. Like if you give me Liz tea in 2026, like I'm not, it's gonna get spilled because I don't have the protect Liz, you know,
Yeah,
that's not
Stamp.
happening anymore.
Liz is no longer under the witness protection program here at 90 Day Fiancé Fridays. She has been released from the program. So she is vulnerable.
Shabooty's witness protection
Yeah,
program.
she has been dismissed from the program. So anything you have on her, let us know and we will air that shit out as fast as we get it.
True. So okay, I guess I'll go to my post, which I said breaking news, the latest tea, these two been smashing, and then I didn't, and then it was Jamal and Liz, and then my caption says Shabooty exclusive. Here's a tea. Jamal has been smashing Liz Woods even during her engagement. Awkward. And then anyway, I said, if this is before I knew more tea, but I said, if this doesn't come out during that single life tell all, then Ross has failed you. And I said, yes, this is real. And then I did a little follow up and I said, hold on, let me find my follow up. fuck. Okay, and then I did a little follow-up thing where I said this will be exposed during this single life tell-all. And yes, the fiance is aware and has spoken to Jamal on the phone about it before. So that was a little addendum T I put in the comment section.
So
So
I know that I probably should know the answer to this, but I don't. So does anybody know if Liz and her fiance are still together?
Mm.
my assumption would be yes, but I don't have a full-on
Yeah,
answer.
neither do I because everyone, I don't talk to Liz, and then everyone that I talk to that used to talk to Liz no longer talks to Liz because she's kind of a skanky hoe. So like I
Mhm.
don't know like what's going on with her because nobody in my circle messes with her anymore because she's burned every bridge and set it on fire and dropped the bomb underneath that bridge. So like now I'm not even sure if she's still with the guy. And if she is, that guy is pretty weak as a man because she's been cheating on him the whole time they've been
Mhm.
together. So like if she is with him and he decided to stay with her, like dude, you should grow like some balls. Because
Grow a pair.
if my girlfriend cheated on me and then
Mhm.
aired it out on TV, we're not together anymore. Trust me on that. We're not together no more.
Yeah, like maybe he's in denial, but then once he sees it on television and the whole world knows, then it's gonna hit him like a fucking tidal wave or something.
I mean, what kind of man stays with a woman that cheats on him constantly? Because she was in the DR with that guy Vila, right? And
Hmm.
wasn't he the guy that was at home, right? That was the guy that I don't think they were engaged at that point when it was filming. But
Like
when
I don't know from my recollection was she was engaged before she was filming.
Oh, so after they were engaged, she cheated on him at least two times that we know of, right? We don't know what she was doing, on her own free time, which I'm assuming it was slobbering all over dicks. But of the two times that we know of, they were engaged. So if they are still together, then I have like maybe zero respect for that dude because he has no self-respect whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, remember the time we had her on our podcast? It was actually it was the last time we had her on our podcast, and he was with her, and I could hear him like mumbling in the background. So like, I'm sure he was trying to like listen in and see what the fuck we were talking about.
Oh, you know what? And that was way after the single life film. So you're right. They were together at that point. Because that was at least like what? Not more than 6 months ago, right? That she was on here.
Maybe that was like October or something. I don't know.
Oh, so maybe more than 6 months ago. But
I'm trying to find that engagement photo or like near the hot air balloon,
Hmm.
and I don't follow her, and it's not on her Instagram.
oh, so maybe they're not together.
No,
So
well, I don't think she ever posted the engagement photo on her Instagram. It was it was bloggers and shit that posted it.
so
Oh,
she never
okay.
posted it. Okay.
No. Um, Let me just see real quick. I was just looking at some of my screenshots. So yeah, like the tea I also heard was that her fiance, so like I said, her fiance called Jamal to find out. So I think he almost had to like find out for the full details from Jamal, it seems like.
Also, Liz refused to just tell him what happened. She had her fiance call the dude she was cheating with to get the information on the situation.
Yeah.
That's pretty rich. Like you can't even own up to the fact that you're a skank. Like you have to have your own fiance call your sleeky link or whatever
Hmm.
to get information on what you're doing. Like that's rich. Like at this point, I don't know. I can't with this chick. I mean, I never could with this chick, but I really just can't
Hmm.
with this chick.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like, well, okay, so obviously you're not fucking with Liz. Like, what are your thoughts on? Obviously, you have like your that's your camp, but at the same time, like, what are your thoughts on Jamal smashing her?
I mean, when I found out about it, it was a little shocking to me that they were smashing.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know because okay, so my whole thing was so my best friend was really close with her. So I was like, so when I found out about it, I was like, that's really weird because like if I'm best friends with someone, I won't bang their daughter. You know what I'm saying? So like it just was a weird situation and apparently everybody knew about it except my best friend. Like she didn't know what was going on, obvious for obvious reasons. But I
Mhm.
was just really surprised that somebody would do that because like there has to be limits and boundaries when it comes to friendships. And don't get
Hmm.
me wrong, her and Liz weren't best friends, but they were pretty close. You know, they talked
Yeah.
pretty regularly. They would meet up whenever they were in town and do things together. So I was a little shocked that it happened in general. Like, I'm not saying that I was shocked that Jamal did it. No, I
Hmm.
wasn't shocked about that. I was more so shocked that they did it and tried to hide it from his mom because
Hmm.
how else, I don't know any other emotion you would feel other than betrayal if your friend and your son were banging behind your back. Like I don't know any other way to think of it, like, and I'm not saying that Liz should have had a conversation and told Kim because that's a weird thing to do. I don't know if that's the right way to go. I think
Hmm.
that you should just not bang your friend's kids or son or whatever. Like, I don't think that that's something you should do ever. Like,
No, that's a
Yeah.
boundary that you do not cross.
It,
I'm looking at a video actually of hers from October when she's with her daughter Riley in Seattle, and she's got no engagement ring on.
okay. Oh, in October, we were just talking about October. That's what were we just talking about when we knew something happened in October? That was around the time they filmed the Single Life tell-all, right? Wasn't it around October?
Single Life Tell-All, wasn't that around like February?
Oh no. So what happened in October? I felt like something was, or is that around the time she got engaged? I'm confused. I don't know. I thought October meant something. Maybe I'm thinking about something else.
Yeah, I don't think anything happened in October, but
I mean, in all due respect, I just pray that this guy dumped her ass, right? Like,
mhm.
because if you've been cheating on him, I mean, or maybe he's just like cool with her cheating. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
there's some people don't like it when I get all like they don't like it when I bring up a race or something. But anyway, like there's some white dudes out there like they don't mind being cucked or something.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe this isn't okay. So this is gonna sound weird, but I knew a guy before in my lifetime who had a girlfriend, and he knew that she would go out and bang other dudes, and but he liked when she would come back home and tell him about the experience.
Hmm.
And I never understood that because he didn't want to watch, he didn't want to participate, but like when she would come home, like if there was a video or if there were photos of them doing it, he wanted to see it. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's weird. Like in my opinion, the last thing I would want to do is see it. If my girlfriend's getting banged by somebody else, I definitely don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it, but I definitely don't want to see it. So like, I don't know. I was like thinking maybe he's one of those guys where he's like she can bang other people as long as she tells him what happened, or
Hmm.
maybe he likes to watch or he if there's a video, he wants to watch the video. You just never know these days. People are so weird. Like relationships are not normal anymore. You rarely run into a normal relationship these days. People are all into weird shit. So like who knows? Like maybe he doesn't mind that she's out cheating. Maybe he's also cheating, like because I don't know
Yeah.
him. Like maybe he does what he wants to do as well, and maybe that's why it works. Like at this point, who knows? But if you publicly cheat on me twice, I have to break up with you because it's gonna make it look like I'm like a pussy, and I'm not
You
gonna stand up
know,
for myself.
fuck twice. The first time it's a wrap.
Well, I mean, yeah, for me, first
Yeah.
time, that's it. My dick is off limits to you. Two
Yeah.
times publicly, like, no, that's now I'm blocking you on everything and you never existed in my world. Like, it's kind of humiliating. Like, for a man to get cheated on, it's very humiliating. And I'm not saying that it's not for women, but women, I kind of look at it as, well, men are dogs and that's what they do. But like for a woman to cheat on a man and then the man has to like face it publicly, it's very
Mhm.
humiliating because it basically means that you're bad at sex and you couldn't please your girlfriend, so she had to go find somebody else to do it, right? Like that. So it's kind
Mhm.
of like it's almost emasculating because it makes it look like you can't please your own girl, So that's like even worse.
Mhm. And then like not to narcissistically bring it back to myself, but like from the perspective of like Liz being super like messy in her life, like it makes it even more insane that she like randomly came at me because of a hu attempt at humor, a humorous Jasmine post is the reason she came at my neck. And it's like that shows how extra stupid she is because if your life is that fucking messy, like you should go out of your way to be on my good side. So therefore I can help you in these kind of situations versus helping with a tidal wave going over your head. You know what I mean?
I mean, I agree with you. Like I always tell people, watch what hill you choose to die on. So she chose to die on a hill defending Jasmine of all people, the most undefendable person in the world. Johnny Cochran would not defend Jasmine. Jasmine is guilty in everything, and nobody wants to hear anything that idiot has to say. So she decided to end your friendship on something based on Jasmine, which was the dumbest. Like, there's no more ignorant way to create an enemy because of all people in the world, you are the person that tells people what's important and what's news and what's not. So she went and ended her friendship because she wanted to protect that bald-headed idiot. Like at some
Mhm.
point, you just have to question what's going on in Liz's head, if anything whatsoever.
Yeah, and I don't know what it deals with her. Allegedly, I don't know if she's still drinking a lot of alcohol, but it seems like a lot of her shit are like drunken outrages and shit, or you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know what she's up to, but I do know that. Well, people were asking me on Twitter the other day because I posted something about how she always got time to put a dick in her mouth and she ain't got time to see her daughter. So, all right, I just want to set something straight. So, somebody said to me, "How do you know that she doesn't see her daughter?" So, the reason why I know that is because her daughter lives overseas with her dad in, I think, Japan. So, it's very difficult for her to see her daughter if she's in wherever she's at and her daughter's in
Hmm.
Japan. Because people were like attacking me and they're like, "You're an idiot. You don't know if she sees her daughter or not." And I was like, "I guarantee you she's not flying back and forth to Japan to see her." So I do know
Hmm.
that she's not, but I do know that she got on a plane to go to the DR to suck Vila's dick. I do know that. So like y'all are coming for me, and I'm just saying, whose side are you on? I think y'all should be on the side of the daughter who don't get to see her mom and not the girl that keeps dicks in her mouth. I'm just saying.
Or stick somewhere else.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not saying the only place they're going is their mouth, but I think that
Mhm.
they're all making it in there at some point.
yeah. And then I know you don't watch The Boys, but I made a The Boys meme about it, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. Hopefully, once I get all moved in and settled in and everything, I'm gonna start, doing normal activities again. Like ask Gina, I haven't done any normal activities in a really long time.
Yeah.
Other than buying shit that you don't need.
Yeah, and a truck. Like I've been
That's
Uh,
what
doing
I
that
meant.
stuff.
Shit that you don't need.
No, but I needed that. I needed that. How was I supposed to get, how am I supposed to get around the city without a car? Like I did need that. That's the
yeah.
one thing I bought that I actually needed.
True. And then I won't get into like I won't get into the specifics, but just generally speaking, I just want to like let people know like when I spill tea, it comes with a lot of like it's not there's always like pushback and there's always decisions to make, but just know the spilling tea is not easy. There's always but there's a lot of drama that comes before the tea is spilled. So just it's not as easy as it looks.
Well, yeah, sometimes tea comes with conditions, right? Like people want to either remain anonymous or they want something in return. And so, yeah, just know that it's not a no strings attached tea. Shabooty sometimes has to jump through hoops and
I'm sure okay, not occasionally, probably more than occasionally. I piss people off, but if my goal was not to piss off anyone, I would spill,
well,
way less tea.
the heavy is the head that wears the crown, Shibuya.
Hmm.
You're not gonna you're not gonna ruffle a few feathers when you're in your position. When people look to you, you're like TMZ of 90 Day
Hmm.
Fiance, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone is looking to you for verifiable tea. So at the end of the day, you're gonna ruffle a few feathers, but people know the most trustworthy source of anything coming from this area is you. And when you got that crown on your head, that's pretty damn heavy. You're gonna have to like lift yourself up at sometimes because some people are gonna be mad. But at the end of the day, you're not in the game of making people happy. You're in the
Hmm.
game of spilling tea and having the most highest accuracy level of any other blogger out there. And that takes a lot of work and dedication. Because how many times have we seen bloggers post stuff that's just 100% false? It happens all the time. You don't get that from you. So that's it's a hard job, but at the end of the day, somebody has to do it, and it has to be you.
Plus, if he was nice, he would be getting invited to all those like all that fake shit, like all those fake parties, and get offered a blender that
The,
doesn't
well, the
work.
yeah, the fake party tea is like that means post about the tea when it's when it's airing on television.
I mean, yeah, if we wanted to play by the rules and kiss their ass, we might get invited to something. But, oh, so are we going to talk about 90 Day Con at some point? I didn't read the topics. I didn't know if that was
Yeah,
on it.
it's on the list. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I was like, but yeah, we don't get invited to nothing because we don't follow their rules, and we give tea that people want to hear, not tea that people don't care about. Like, no one cares that Jasmine is on Diaries. We're not going to tell you about that because we know you don't give a fuck. We're going to tell you that Liz is banging everybody that has a dick. That's what we're going to give you, and we know what people want to hear. So, no shade to any of the other bloggers, but if you're kissing ass, that's why no one is looking to you for information or tea. People are looking over here. That's why.
No, no. Yeah, I always get annoyed when like somebody would like this specific post, the Liz Jamal T, like I'll get like DMs from people saying like fake news or like somebody DM me. Like I actually pulled it up where they said, I'm not sure I believe this one. And this girl better be thinking about her health instead of smashing. Smashing is what got her cancer to begin with. And then I replied, well, believe it. And then apologized to me for not believing it in the first place.
Well,
I have
yeah.
questions. How does smashing like lead to the dreaded C? Like what?
This is an idiot in my DM. So yeah.
It's like
Yeah. This
wow.
person, so yeah, this moron is under the impression that banging gives you cervical cancer. And I don't know if there's a more dumb and illogical thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, that
Mhm.
is not how, can you imagine how many sluts would have cervical cancer right now if that's what gave it to you? Like, come on, like, why are people so stupid? Like, at some point, I really wish people would just use Google and WebMD.
Mhm. True. All right, let's go to the topics list. I think we that was a good coming out of the gate strong. So okay, that was the next topic. Well, I guess same it's kind of the same topic, but then Gina found the single life tell all like teaser descriptions of like what's going to happen. So let me read those real quick. So the first episode of the tell all of the single life, it says during part one of the tell all, the singles dive deep into their dating journey. Sophie gets to the bottom of Pedro's avoidance. Colt and Jamal face off, and then it says Kim feels betrayed when Liz reveals a secret that threatens the future of her friendship, their friendship, which that's what we just discussed. And then the part two of the tell all, it says during part two of the tell all events, the singles reveal shocking truths. Liz and Villa uncover the reason for their lingering emotions. Kim girls Gino, and Diana makes a discovery that forces her to reconsider her relationship with Colt, which we know is bullshit because she's still with Colt. But yeah, that's the teaser of the tell all.
I mean, nothing that we didn't expect. I'm
Hmm.
excited for this tell-all though because I saw a clip today on Twitter where Jamal and Colt were getting into like an argument. I don't know if you saw that
Yeah,
clip.
it's been floating around.
Yeah, I really like that because I really feel like somebody has been needing to tell Colt that he's a piece of shit, like to his face. And
Hmm.
I was just happy that Jamal decided to do that. Yeah, Sherry Ellis is in the chat. She's like, I can't believe Colt's trying to fight Jamal, right? That's a fight that you wouldn't win. First of all, Colt can barely walk. He can't even stand up. He's so fat he breaks his leg when he stands up. So you think that you want to get into a fight with Jamal, who's like a 6'4" guy who goes to the gym? Like, really, yeah. So they literally were standing up to fight each other. Well, Jamal stood up. I don't think Colt actually can stand up. And they were like going off at each other. And I was like, see, this is the type of entertainment that I love. And I think what I really loved even more is that Ross
Hmm.
Matthews just let them go at it.
Hmm.
Yes,
Usually, right? Usually Sean Robinson will be like, guys, let's not do that. Guys, no, we're not doing that.
like
Ross was
sit down. We're not here for
right.
this.
Ross was
Hmm.
just sitting and watching, like, okay, if he gonna hit him, I'm gonna record it on my phone. Like Ross was like, I'm here for this. And that was my favorite part because I was like, this is the drama I want. I want to see somebody get smacked. Right? I don't condone violence, but if it happens and I have nothing to do with it, I watch it. Right? I watch it.
Like you know how I always give like Sean Robinson a lot of shit. Um, I don't know if I can't remember if you dislike this guy, but there's that like YouTuber guy named like I think it's like Your Wet Sock.
Oh yeah,
That
I know who that is. I don't have anything against him.
Okay, then yeah, ignore that part. But yeah, he's on like the same way I was giving shit to Sean Robinson. He's like on a war path, giving shit to like Ross Matthews. He's not a fan of Ross Matthews. Like he wrote a scathing like Instagram description.
Really?
You want me to read it or something? I don't know.
Yeah, what's their beef? I didn't know. I mean, I like Ross. I actually liked his comedy, and I
Hmm.
liked him before he was associated with 90 Day Fiancé, and he's not very non-problematic, so I can't imagine why you would have a problem with him. He's actually really funny.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me see if I could. Hold on, I'm trying to find. Hold on, one second. It's like it's playing the audio, so let me take a screenshot and then give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, that dude probably post a video accompanying the caption because he's like a
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. So I took a screenshot so I could like minimize that. So again, I guess I'll preface this with this is kind of like a brutal. I'm not saying I agree with this, and he like went all in on Ross Matthews. So, but I'll read it anyway for the sake of a fun podcast. So this is like your wet sock. This is what he said about Ross Matthews, and I'm not saying I agree with this. So he says Ross Matthews has pretended to be a fan of 90 Day Fiance for years. He claimed that Angela Deem was his favorite cast member. Ross and Drew Barrymore interviewed Angela Deem on June 17th, 2024. That segment received so much backlash from fans because Angela Deem is one of the most disliked cast members in the franchise's history. So naturally, these fake Hollywood creeps deleted the interview and pretended like it never happened. Now, present day, this freak with an annoying voice is hosting the Single Life Tell All. What a joke. The woke producers at Sharp Entertainment are so embarrassing. That's it.
Interesting. So this has to do with Angela.
I don't know, but yeah, that was Wet Sox rant. So,
Ah, okay. I mean, it sounds to me somebody's just mad that they didn't get picked to be the host of the tell-all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I
hmm
mean, that's just my analyzation. I don't know.
hmm
Because and actually he used to be pretty big on reporting for 90 Day, and then I haven't seen him around. So I don't
hmm
know if he still reports on 90 Day or not. I don't know, back in the day I heard that he was dating Amira from 90 Day Fiance. I don't know if anything happened from that, but I do
hmm
know I remember that him and Amira were conspiring to get on another season together. And that's kind of fresh hot tea. I knew that straight from Amira herself. I don't know if people knew that, but the
hmm
producers said no thank you to that relationship.
Hey, well, hurry with your wet sock.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So his anger towards the
hmm
producers and production might have to do with the fact that he tried to pull a Manon and get on his favorite show, but it didn't work.
hmm True, and yeah, the fact that he does YouTube, he probably is like, "Fuck it, if I could do YouTube, then I could host a tell all."
Well, yeah, he thought that, but sir, you thought, but you did not.
True. So anyway, that was that rant. Again, I'm not saying I agree with the viciousness towards Ross. I don't have it. I got to give him a chance to host a tell all, and we'll go from there objectively.
Ross is like the most non threatening human being ever. So if anybody has a problem with Ross or is like verbally or aggressively towards Ross, it makes me question the intent. Because I can't see why anyone would be mad at him because he seems like a huge puppy that
Mhm,
everyone loves. I've never met anyone that told me they didn't care for him. I've heard people tell me they've never heard of him, but I've
mhm.
never heard anyone say that I just hate him. So if you hate him, I just question the intent. What's behind that?
True. So that was just a random thing. We can move on. I mean, yeah, there's the 90. Do you want to talk about the 90 day con now or later?
Wait, the 90 day con? Oh, I'm down whenever. I'm down whenever.
Do you want to talk about 90 day con or do you want to talk about the new season of 90 Day Fiance
Oh, well,
first?
those are both excellent topics. So either one is good.
Okay, I guess let's buzz through the new season. Like we don't have to like go through all the details, but the names that I wrote down, I'm sure maybe there's other names, but there's a new 90 day season. So the names that I wrote down is Shea, which is the guy who looks like he looks like he's a what's it called? Insane clown posse type of looking dude. Um, the heavyset
Well,
dude.
that one thing confusing about him for me is that he says that he's really popular among the ladies, and then he's got like an ex-wife that's like still around, and then like apparently his one friend, the one that was interviewed at like wherever they were at in that one episode, she was murdered or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's crazy in itself. But like what was crazy with that was he said that he's really popular with women and he likes to go out and flirt and cheat with women. And I was like, so what town do you have to live in that that's the most good-looking guy in your town?
I think it's
Like
like, well, we've had this conversation not about towns, but about like countries. And I remember Gina was chiming in. She was saying if we were in some other country, we'd be the hottest dudes there.
Oh yeah, Gina,
It
what
was
country was
Love
that?
Island in Malta.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Malta. In Malta, we would literally have to hire personal security so we wouldn't get like banged by random people on the street because we'd be so hot. But like I think he's from Arkansas, right? Was
Yeah.
it or
Or
Alabama?
was
One.
it Kentucky? Was it Kentucky
Oh
or
no, Kentucky. So yeah, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know what city or area he's from that women are just like they take one look at him and they're just like, I need all of that. Like that confused the hell out of
Mm.
me. Oh,
Well,
somebody put it in. Paducah, Kentucky. So that explains everything.
mm.
The fact that I
Well,
can't even pronounce it shows me
mhm.
that he's the hottest person there and
Well,
everybody else.
isn't he like an auctioneer as well? So he could speak really fast. So he probably like
Yeah.
he shows the women how fast his tongue can move, and then they get turned on. Probably.
And a real estate
Oh.
agent.
I
Yeah.
didn't think about that. If you can talk really fast, your tongue can move really fast. And for women, that is a Olympic style talent. You know what? It's all making sense now. See, I just needed that little bit of information. Because yeah, women are very interested in a man that can work really, really well with his tongue. And at the end of the day, the guy doesn't, it doesn't really matter what he looks like. If the guy can work magic with his tongue, women can look past a lot of different things because how many times have I talked to a woman that told me that they've never been satisfied that way by a man? So when you find a man that can do that, that man is like put on a pedestal.
Yeah, and you could tell he's probably like he's like Mr. Congeniality, like Mr. Personality, like class clown kind of guy.
Well, when you look like that, you gotta bring something else to the table, right? So like that's what I tell people all the time. I was like, I don't know why I worked on my personality so much because I feel like my looks could carry me. But like for people that don't have looks, you gotta work on your personality. And you're right. He's like he would win best personality in any contest, and he's got like different layers and different levels of integrity and interestingness and different stuff. But you got to work on yourself when you kind of look like Santa Claus. You
But
got to
it's
work
not
on you.
even like a small 500 people like ex- city or whatever. There's a population of 27,000 people.
That's not a lot though, Gina. Like that's pretty small for a city.
It's small, but why are these women like after? Well, so he claims allegedly that these women are all after him.
Well, it could be that the women just interact with him because he's funny and interesting and a fun hang.
Hmm.
Because a lot of times, a lot of women will have a male friend in their friend group that they would never have sex with ever, but they just enjoy hanging out with that person. Maybe he's just that person to a lot of women, and he thinks since he's constantly surrounded by women that they're interested in him, but we would have to question those said women to really get an intention out of them. Because a lot of times women feel safe around a guy that maybe is like a father figure or an uncle figure, someone that takes care of them. Also, he might be buying everybody's drinks when they go out. So it might not be what he thinks it is. Maybe the women are like, oh, Shea is going to go out Friday and he invited all of us to go out. He buys drinks. So maybe
But
all the
Colleen
women,
mentioned in the chat that he hangs out with his daughter.
that's weird.
That is
Probably to
really
like hang out
weird.
with his daughter's
Her friends.
hot friends. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
so and if he's buying drinks, he thinks that those girls are into him. Like how many times have you been in the club and you see a guy walk up to a girl and he buys her a drink and then for 5 minutes she pretends to care and then she takes the drink and walks away. Like he might just be getting used and he doesn't realize.
Guilty, guilty, guilty.
See? Exactly. This is what women do. They talk to them, just enough to get the $9 worth out of the drink, and then the girl grabs the drink and she heads on back to her friend group.
Hmm.
Oh no, you're playing it smart. I'm like, oh, are you gonna buy my one of my girlfriends a drink too? Or your friend can buy my girlfriend a drink too.
Well, buying around the drinks for a group of girls, those group of girls might pretend that you have a shot, because especially if you're buying drinks for the whole night. And I think a lot of guys don't know the difference between if a girl is interested in you or if a girl likes to drink. They're two different things. Like if she just wants to drink all night, she's gonna pretend like you're cool to be around, as long as your credit card is getting swiped every time she gets a drink.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying no to no free drink.
And I mean, it's like Kentucky, so we just have to. You got to look at them like as if they're almost like love after lockup kind of people, like kind of white trash a little bit.
I mean,
And
yeah, we don't hear very many really hot celebrity women coming out of the state of Kentucky. So let's just put
yeah,
it that way.
and even his like ex was on the show, and she's all like, "Yeah, as soon as your like Asian lady comes, I'm gonna like cock block the fuck out of you and tell her all the shit."
Yeah. Imagine you live in a town where you're fighting over Shea. Just imagine
Hmm.
your life choices. See, this is when I tell people, pack your shit and move somewhere else. Because if that's the dude that everybody wants to get, you should just leave.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell though the ex has nothing better to do. So uh, anyway,
Ah, the comment says 1,000 pound sisters are from
That's just,
Kentucky. Point proven. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing
hmm
good can come out of Kentucky besides Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, I was gonna say nothing sexy comes out of Kentucky, but that works too.
true. So okay, there was Shay, then I will say I did a fuck ton of memes about her, but there was Catie.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
our resident homeless chick who likes to bang well, I don't want to use the word bang, that's not fair. She didn't say that. Who likes to stick her tongue in every dude's mouth that she sees. She's
I
probably
told
gonna be my
her
she's probably gonna be my favorite this season
she
because
is. She's your spirit animal in the past.
well, I've never been homeless and I don't like, well, I do like to kiss lots of people. Not anymore. My player card has been hung up, but I was known in my younger days to be an extremely huge slut. So I kind of understand that. Like, especially when I was younger, like I would go out and hang out with girls and at the bar and everybody
Hmm.
was a potential hookup that night. I didn't narrow it down to one girl. Everybody. It was like,
No, you got to
let's
keep your options open.
exactly, and if more than one wants to come home at once, I can go more than one round, like that's just what it was. So I think that she's gonna be my favorite this season. The fact that she
I
brought,
called her the female version of Lauren.
I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, that's very accurate. That's very accurate. The fact that she brought him here and she's like, oh, he doesn't know it yet, but we're homeless. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get my popcorn because this is like next level entertainment. Like, I have never seen in the history of this show somebody come over here to immediately become a homeless person. So I was like, usually that happens after, or like after you get divorced, or after things go wrong. But no, the day he arrived, he became a part of our homeless community.
And she's from like Portland, and I know our listener, like Sophia, is from Portland, and we know there's the highest strip club capital is Portland. So she definitely represents Portland very well.
I mean, I'm so confused by everything because she's like, I sleep in my car. And then she also said that she likes to pet sit in other countries. And I was like, that's cool and all, but all of that doesn't explain to why you don't have an apartment. Because she's like, oh, I have, I think she said OCD. Gina, is that what she said she had?
Yeah, she blamed
Mm-hmm.
everything on OCD,
Yeah,
which is
she
bullshit.
Yeah.
said, so I have OCD, so I can't like do certain tasks. And I was like, well, I know a lot of people that have OCD because I have OCD and I'm not homeless and I can do tasks or whatever.
Well, technically, you're between homes.
No, I'm in one right now. And then,
True.
George, you can't even pack on time, okay?
well, that's what movers are for. You just give them money and all your problems go away.
Hmm.
But that's crazy to me. The fact that she was just like, yeah, I was supposed to get an apartment, I just didn't. Because I was like, how did you apply for a K-1 visa? I'm pretty sure like the third line on the application is address,
Hmm.
right? So like, how do you even complete an application? Like under application, she put my car under address. Like, how
No,
the hell does that even?
she probably put her parents' house.
They don't
Yeah.
verify addresses when you're doing K-1 visas because you can just put anything you want. Like, I feel like they should verify the address to make sure you really live there.
PO box address.
No, I'm pretty sure you can't put a PO box on a K-1 visa, right?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah, now I have questions, Gina. Now I have questions. Because if that's the case, literally homeless people can be applying for K-1 visas at this point. Like, I thought
True.
that you at least had to have a job and a house. No, well, not a house, a job and a place to stay. It could be an apartment.
Uh-huh. Oh, and then I think she follows you, George, but so she followed me at one point on Instagram, and then she like unfollowed me probably after she saw my posts and my memes.
Wait, she follows me?
I think she follows you, but like at some point she followed me, then she unfollowed me, but I think she still follows you.
Oh, how random. I didn't even know. I haven't been on Instagram in forever. But yeah,
Uh,
cool that she follows me. She probably won't after today. But cool that she does. But once she hears my opinion on her and her badass decisions, she probably won't follow me after today, which is totally fine. She doesn't know me well enough. She probably thought that I was cute and followed me, but she'll learn very quickly that
and
I'm
she'll
not.
want to kiss you.
Well, yeah, but I'm scared to kiss her. She might give me like, what is the one that mononucleosis? What's the kissing one? She might give me
Mono,
mono. Yeah, she might give me that. I don't want that.
or she might give you hantavirus.
I definitely don't want that. You know
Mm,
what
we
I
don't want
thought?
anything like that. Okay, I have an answer to our theories. So you can put a PO box address on your K1 visa as a mailing address. However, you must also put a physical address that you've been like a resident where you live or have lived during the past 5 years.
See, that's what I thought. So I'm trying to figure out how she got approved for a K1 visa if she ain't got no address.
Uh,
And she said it. She said that she hadn't had an apartment for years.
Hmm.
So how does this work? And also, where does she go at night? Like, does she like sleep in her car
To
every
her
night? Like,
car.
Well, like I made a post about it. Like I was like, she's probably, before she's with this guy, she has that big hobosexual energy. So she'll go. She doesn't have a place to stay, but then she'll go to the bar, start making out random dudes, and just go back with them, and then just sleep with them.
oh
So
yeah.
I saw the preview, not the preview, but like the IMDb description for Sunday's episode, and I do remember a tidbit in there. But I know you guys don't like spoilers, so maybe we'll wait till Sunday, unless you guys want to know it.
Go ahead. Why not?
So Catie, she invites her fiance
Hmm.
and her exes to the same party or the welcome, like a welcome to America party for
Hmm.
him. She invites her exes.
Multiple X's.
It said exes or exes. So let me just
Mhm.
double
Oh,
verify that.
so
But she, yeah.
Yeah.
so it's plural. I mean, I look, my thought process is she still bangs all of her
Oh
exes.
no. The description says Catie invites her past flings to Josh's welcome party.
Well, that's the thing. She's probably banged every male friend that she has.
Her and Liz can be BFFs.
Yeah, I was gonna say so. It would be impossible for her to throw a party without someone showing up there that she banged because she literally said in her interview she bangs everyone. Like everybody is a target for her when she's out, especially when she's drinking. So she's probably one of those girls that if there's a male friend in the friend group, she's gonna eventually do him because that's just the type of girl she is. So, but it makes it really weird for friend groups when there's a girl that's always banging everybody. That's kind of what happened with the 90 Day Bad Boys. Emma got passed around the bad boys, and now the bad boys have broken up. She freaking Yoko Una the group, and
Mhm.
like so you got to be careful with those because your friendships are going to get ruined because that chick doesn't care about who's friends with who. She's just trying to bang everybody.
True. And then I hate to backtrack and I hate to dwell on the first topic we talked about, but just real quick, like when Jamal's fucking Liz or Liz is fucking Jamal. Okay, so let's say they're both in New York to film. I imagine they'll fuck while they're in New York, and then I imagine if Liz goes back to San Diego, they would fuck when she's in San Diego. So those would be the uh, two cities that would be fucking in, I assume, because I don't think Jamal goes to Seattle. But anyway,
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. They were what do you call it? Circumstantial hookups. Whenever they were in the same place at the same time, they were going to get it in, that type of thing.
yeah. So anyway, let's move on to then there was the next cast member, which was a she. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but like Ashia, where she's speaking in tongues.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to say her name, but she's also one of my favorites because she's
Hmm.
like a weirdo and she was like she said that God told her while in a grocery store that they were going to play an NSYNC song and he did and I was like, "Oh, so that makes sense. That's why that explains why the world is so fucked up right now because of God, instead of God fixing all of the problems we have right now, he's telling people which NSYNC song are going to come on at their local grocery store." Like that was
Mhm.
my favorite part.
And I
Hmm.
told you, I'm like, this was probably somebody that worked at the stupid store because it's the same, usually it's the same playlist over
Well,
and
when you're
over and over again.
every 90s hit that ever existed. When you go to the grocery store, it's always the 90s hits. It's never anything from the 2000s. It's never anything but And like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, those are all on the playlist. So
I
you got,
know. I could spend hours in the grocery store just jamming to the beats.
well, there's only so many big name people from the 90s anyway. So technically you have like a 30% chance of guessing what they're going to play next because it's only a 90s hit. So it's not like you have a lot to choose from. We only had like a handful of people that made it onto TRL in the 90s. So you just had to figure it out and guess it.
Well,
Yeah,
I've
well,
worked in retail before, and it's the same playlist over and over and over and over again.
it's like Sugar Ray Fly.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. Yeah. Britney Spears, Baby One More Time. Um, and oh,
Christina
one,
Aguilera, I'm a genie in a
I'm
bottle.
a Genie in a Bottle. Britney Spears. Oh wait, I said that. Backstreet Boys, Shape of Your Heart.
I
It's like
want it
the
that way.
and I Want It That Way. It's like the exact same songs with it's like 10 groups total. That's all you're
Mhm.
gonna hear. It's like they're the only ones. Oh, and Boys to Men. They always played one of the Boys to Men songs in the grocery store because I used to think it was inappropriate for them to play I'll Make Love to You in the grocery store, but they do. They do that because I was like, I don't know, this is not like the appropriate place to be playing that, but they still do it.
Like, what'd you think when Ashia, her like Nigerian dude, he went in for his like visa interview or whatever, and then he got the green light, then he got rejected after the fact. That seemed kind of peculiar.
Well, so she said that it had to do with the fact that her best friend was in a relationship with his best friend. So
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what made things questionable to the agent or whatever, I don't know, the immigration person, because they saw pictures of all four of them together and they were all individually, well, as couples applying for separate visas. And that rang as a red flag to the immigration agent because they were like, wait, these two people are also applying for a visa and you're in a picture with them. So they looked at it as a partnership, like maybe a scam or whatever. So
Mhm.
apparently her best friend is dating her Nigerian boyfriend's best friend, which is a
Yeah,
little questionable in itself, right? Because I was like, what are the odds of that? You know who else did that? Do you remember Sam and Citra?
yeah, yeah,
Sam's brother ended up dating Citra's sister. Do you remember that?
yeah, yeah.
And then not just dating, got married. He brought her over here on a K-1 visa, and then they had a kid together, I think. So that is a little weird. I don't know if it's like a
Hmm.
reason to ban someone from a country, but it's a little eyebrow raising to say the least.
Especially like a Nigerian situation too.
I know, right? Everybody knows that the country of Nigeria has a bad reputation. So
Hmm.
anytime something coincidental or unexplainable happens and it has Nigerian in it, people automatically assume that it's a scam. Like that's just, and it's unfortunately that's just the reputation that they have. So
Hmm.
that's just when when immigration agencies something like that, they're like, oh, y'all scamming. Like, like y'all scamming. I don't know what this is, but I ain't gonna get past my desk. It ain't gonna
Hmm.
happen today on my watch.
True. And then then there was Rasit and Mallory, I think is her name. That's a chick that lives in like a redneck town.
Oh yeah, she's the redneck and he's from Turkey and he's like a captain, a ship captain.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of like them. They seem pretty normal to me outside of the fact that she is a redneck and her family's are rednecks and I don't know how that's going
Hmm.
to go. But I want to say that that same situation happened with Maddie and whoever Maddie was with, her family was, borderline redneck too.
Like Stevie, right?
Stevie, yes, they were borderline redneck too.
Hmm.
'Cause I remember the dad said something about him being whatever nationality he is. I can't remember now. Maybe Muslim. I think his dad said something about that. Or her dad said something about that. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be interesting or not. I don't know how redneck they really are because I do remember them wearing like American flag hats and everything.
Hmm.
So but I don't think that there's no real stereotypical racism towards people from Turkey, right? In the US. Like they don't fall under one of those countries that are typically hated by certain people from the US. So I don't see why they would have any issue with him per se. Like no one ever has anything negative or bad to say about Turkish people.
Like I wish I took screenshots, but I got a DM from like a 90 Day fan who lives in the city of Mallory, and they were saying like they were saying the city is not because the show wants to stereotype the city to be like a redneck town and it's a bunch of like racists and shit. So that's what the show wants to stereotype. So then you get enraged as a viewer. That's what they want. But then, so the DM I got from a 90 Day fan was telling me they live in that town, that city, and it's not as bad. It's not as like, it's not what you think. It's not really like as rednecky as you would think. And it's like, and it's they were basically saying like the show's gonna make it look really shitty, but it's not like that. It's a lot more, it's not as fucked up as you think it is, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's places where there's redneck people that exist, but the whole town isn't like that. But
Hmm.
people assume any little tiny town in the South is gonna be like a super redneck town. That's like the automatic thought process for people when they haven't heard of a city and it's located in like Alabama. People just
Hmm.
automatically assume it's like the most hickish town you'll ever find.
I mean, yeah, those are my assumptions, but then until I got the inside tea from this person, but I'm trying to look at my DM, see if I can find it or not, but that might be hard to do on the
Oh,
spot.
someone in the comments said Turkish people are just considered Muslims in the South. Oh, I mean they could be, but I guess when you're redneck, you just assume everybody's the same, I guess. Because just because you're Turkish doesn't necessarily mean you're Muslim, but I guess when you're a redneck, it's not like you're going to be politically correct in everything you do.
Okay, okay, I found the DMs. Let me read them to you real quick. So this says okay, so it says like this is my DM from my DMs. It says Mallory on the new season of 9 Day is from the same small town of Athens, Alabama that I am. And then I think I replied, I said, so what's the scoop on the town? Is it as awful as it could be? And then they replied, no, it's just a small country town on the outskirts of Huntsville. They're very purposely trying to make it sound like some hillbilly town, and it's definitely not. I can already tell they're going to try to push the racist, anti-immigration, Islamophobia nonsense. And then I replied, yeah, they're going to try to make it sound like the Klan headquarters. And then they sent me a picture of like this fancy looking high school. It says this is literally the high school. I could put it in the Patreon, but there's this like the high school there is like super fancy looking. Like the campus looks nice. So I'll send you. I'll put it in Patreon. So the high school looks nice, and they said there is an old downtown area with old shops. So I'm sure they're going to do filming there to make it look much older and much more country than it is. And then they ended the combo with, I will say she looks more redneck than the average person here though. So I can only imagine the people she hangs out with and her family face palm. So that was the inside tea.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, they could be the exception to the town. Like they might actually be really redneck and the rest of the town isn't. Because I've
Hmm.
lived in neighborhoods before where it'll be like a really nice area and then there'll be like one house with a big American flag and Trump sign in front of it. Like just one house. Like everybody else will be, not like that, but then there'll be like one house that's like that. So maybe they could be the exception. And they kind of bring the hick to the town. The town doesn't necessarily mean it is the town. It's just them that bring it.
True. And then right now I'm posting in Patreon. I posted the like fancy high school campus on Patreon. So if you want to look at the photo, it definitely looks fancy. So it's not like rednecky. So anyway, that's the high school image on Patreon. All right. And then yeah, so those are pretty much the only couples that I was trying to talk about. So we can
That's
move
a
on to the
high
next.
school.
Apparently, yeah.
It looks like a college.
Hold on, let me take a look
Holy
here.
shit, that is nice.
Yeah, that's nicer than my high school.
It's way nicer than mine. It makes my high school look like
Damn, that looks like a university.
that
I
makes my
know.
high school look like a porta potty.
Hmm.
That's crazy. So yeah, I see that now.
Yeah, so the town isn't as fucked up as like the show's gonna make it seem like.
Yeah, that's how they be doing us though. They always be creating narratives that aren't real. That's what they be doing out here.
True. And then we always uncover the true story. Okay, so let's move on from the 90 Day. I feel like we talked about all the main couples for now. Okay, just going through the topics and it's not in order of importance now, but there's some minor T was like Josh, which is the one that was with Lily. Um, the update on him was real quick. Let me see. So the update, because he took a photo, Josh that was with Willie took a with I said Willie that was with Lily took a photo with Faith and Anna Lynn or whatever her name is. And then anyway, the update is that Josh is dating a Filipino woman, and that is why he is now living in the Philippines. So that's the update on
Wait,
Josh.
last time I heard he was living in Hawaii. Now he's living in the Philippines.
Yeah, now he's living in the Philippines, dating a Filipino woman.
This dude gets around his countries. Actually, like damn, he's like the male version of Liz. He just be hopping from one place
Hmm
to the other.
He's the UN ambassador.
Yeah, like he just goes wherever there's a chick he likes, he's on a plane and he's headed straight to that place. So
Yeah,
crazy.
he has an Asian fever, if you will.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but we knew that. We know. Wait, actually, he was actually with a Chinese woman at one point too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
because
was
Lily.
Lily.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. So yeah, but no, when he was in Hawaii, was it an Asian woman over there or was it a Hawaiian woman? I can't remember now.
I think it was an
Mhm.
Asian woman. Yeah.
Oh, it was she just happened to be in Hawaii. It was an Asian woman too. Okay, I got you, got you, got
I
you.
think so. Yeah. So anyway, that was a little minor Josh update. But wait, I'm trying to remember though, on the new season, there's like a Josh on the new season, right? Oh, Josh is the guy that's with Catie, right?
Yeah, Josh is the guy
Yeah.
who's with Katie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He's
hard to
from,
keep track because there's
I
like
think
50,
he's from the
Now
UK.
there's like three
yeah, there's like
Josses.
50 fucking Joshes now. So
Yeah, they should make you change your first name to your middle name if it's somebody who's already been on the show. Like, honestly,
No, because it makes it harder to find them on Instagram. No.
it's too many of the same people, though. There's like multiple ones. Like, we had to call Danielle and Meatball Danielle like different names because you don't know which one you're talking about. And
true.
oh, and then we had Baby Girl Lisa, and then we have the new Lisa.
Wig
Wig
Lisa.
Lisa, right? So you have to give them nicknames so you just know who's who because it gets too
Mhm.
confusing.
Yeah. So, okay, that's a. Oh, and then next topic, which is like this is another minor topic, but anyway, Aviva within the last week, I guess like last weekend was hanging out with like the 2/3 of the former 90 Day Bad Boys. Aviva was
Wh-
hanging out with Josh and Rob in
Which
Arizona.
one did she bang? Or did she bang both of them and they created like a porn video? Like, which one did she bang?
I don't know, but she definitely was like
Well,
cozy. She was cozying up with like Josh a little bit. The other
well,
Josh.
this is interesting. Oh my God, that is another Josh. Now that you said that, oh my God, that's like another one. That's kind of interesting. I hope that she doesn't go in Emma's footsteps and just becomes a pass around girl for the 90 Day guys. Because I mean, I guess
Oh, she will.
I mean, I'm not telling people how to live their life, but you always want to be more than just a girl that gets passed around the group. You know, like you don't want to just be the one that everyone bangs and then doesn't call anymore.
Yeah.
She's Aviva is pretty good looking. Like I don't know like what she's up to or whatever, but she doesn't have to just like of all the people, Josh is not the best she can do. You know, like if she
Mhm.
really wanted to bang a 90 day guy, like she can do better than Josh. Josh isn't even a main character.
True. And then I sent the video. There was like a video too they posted at the club or whatever. And then I noticed like Rob was sitting next to like there was some random hot chick that was sitting next to Rob. So not knowing that we would know in the 90 Day world, but just some
Not yet,
random,
at least.
not yet. Yeah. Some random chick. So anyway, yeah, they're all in the club. Oh, and then like they do that, like they do that cheesy thing, when you're at the club and then they like, if you buy a bottle or whatever, and then they bring out the sign, and then the sign's like 90
Mhm.
Day Bad Boys is written on the sign, like
Oh,
Yeah.
I
that
saw
like
that.
cheesy
I'm like,
shit.
really? How cheesy is that?
I know.
Well, that's their claim to fame, guys. This is what gets them all the pussy. They gotta make sure everyone in the club knows that they're the 90 Day Bad Boys.
True. So anyway, that was the minor T with the Vivas hanging out with them. Jazz, I hate to give her a mention, but real quick, Jasmine did a post where she had, I guess, like allegedly, one of Matt's exes ordered like a cameo from Jasmine as a way for Jasmine to fulfill the cameo, and then it enabled that person to leave like a 1-star review, which I thought was kind of funny. Um, well, Jasmine Rose says one of Matt's exes booked a cameo that looks like a regular birthday one just to write a mean review. How do I know it was her? Because I took the time to check the messages she had sent me through the app. I checked them for the first time today, and that's how I figured it out. This is not the first message she has sent. She even had reached out to one of my exes, but it was the first one from the app. So long, I'm not going to dwell on this topic, but I just thought it was funny that the 1-star review says, quote, spoken like a true fake gold digger, sugar baby, paper chaser, child abandoning mother.
I no lies detected.
Yeah.
That is the most
No.
accurate. That's the most accurate review of Jasmine that I've heard in a really long time. So if she doesn't like the way that sounds, she should unabandon those kids, stop being a gold digger, and maybe stop being an idiot. Just saying.
Mhm.
Because I
Yeah,
didn't hear one single thing that wasn't true in that whole review.
I have to say that was a. I'm impressed by the methodology.
Yeah, they didn't use a lot of words, but they said a lot.
No, that and just the whole order and like a. Obviously, they didn't really want the birthday cameo, but obviously, or she ordered like a straight cameo to make it seem legitimate, just to leave the review out. I mean, like that tactic was impressive.
I mean, yeah, if I hate someone, I'm not spending $70 just to tell them I hate them. So yeah,
Hmm.
I like the way the approach was. Not my type of approach per se, but sometimes
Hmm.
things need to be said, you know? Sometimes
I
things
do
need to
like
be
the
said.
pettiness. I do like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
pettiness. I like
Some
it. I like it.
if I had the opportunity, like if I was driving and Jasmine was walking down the street, I would roll down the window and yell, "Child abandoning whore." Like I would, like because somebody needs to say it, right? I wouldn't
Mhm.
pay $70 to say it, but I would most definitely roll down the window, slow down, and just yell "child abandoning whore" as loud as I could.
True. Okay, so that was that, and then the next T was well, okay. Oh, the T was Elise split from Joshua. So let's just go piece by piece. So she posted a thing. Let me see. So she posted a thing where it says, I reposted it and I said Elise officially split from Joshua, and then Elise posted it on her posted at the text. It says point of view. Um, it basically says you were crying over a broke loser, and now you're on a 200 yacht in the middle of the ocean living your best life. So basically, I reposted it and I said, breakup news, knives out. Elise is officially done with Joshua. You can tell she's already over him. He's a broke addict, allegedly, and she has finally smelled the coffee. So it seems like they broke up. Then the next day, I got some exclusive tea where it was actually like I think it was last November or so because I cropped that out. But Joshua's ex had DM'd Elise and warned her about Joshua. So I reposted this exclusively, and it says, this is the baby mama from Joshua's baby, another Joshua, but the Australian Joshua. The baby mama sent Elise's DM. It says, "Hey, I'm just wondering if you had the pleasure of finding out who the real Josh is. I hope you got out without too much heartache. My advice, run while you still have self-esteem because he'll be sure to tear that down. Also, if there's any chance of you two getting together, that's great. But can you please make sure he pays his child support? He owes over 4,000 and has made no effort to see his son. Just thought you should know that before you make a decision that changes your life, ensuring you're stuck to a soul-sucking leech for the rest of your life. Good luck, babe. XX." And
Oh
then,
wow.
yeah, so she went in, the baby mama went in on Josh and Elise's DMs, and she ultimately replied, "Yep, I should have listened to you sooner." Um, and real quick, my caption says, I know I'm regurgitating my caption said, Joshua's ex slash baby mama had reached out in the DMs and warned Elise of Joshua's red flags, and Elise chose to ignore them at the time before ultimately seeing the light. Also, allegedly, since his tea is hot and has to do with child support. So that's the latest news.
I mean, I kind of assumed that he wasn't current with his child support when he couldn't afford his own place.
Mm,
Like I kind of assumed because I was like, and then he couldn't even afford an Airbnb when she came to visit him. He had to go in half and half with his sneaky link boyfriend. So like I kind of figured that he was a deadbeat then. So, you know, nothing there really surprises me. And also when you have a alleged drug problem, it's kind of difficult to keep up on your regular bills when you're always buying drugs. Allegedly, I'm just saying.
yeah, when your money's going up your nose.
Yeah, when it's going up your nose and not in your bank account, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're probably not taking care of your kid. And I want to say while we were watching the show, he said that the kid moved to another country or something, or that's why he never saw it. And I was like, well, you know what that means? When somebody gets custody and they get to take their kid to another country, that means that the other parent sucks, right? That means they
Hmm.
suck because most times you can file a motion that stops them from leaving the state, let alone the country, unless the
Like
parent sucks.
I don't know if it's another country, but it definitely is like a few hours, 2 or 3 hours away. That's my recollection.
Oh, well, yeah, because you can file a motion if you're up to date on child support and you're present and you have 50-50 custody or you have visitation rights, you can stop them from leaving. Because that's what
Hmm.
happened with actually if you want to get technical, that's what happened with Rachel and John Waters, because Rachel had a kid with another guy before she got
Mm.
with John, and the reason why she couldn't move to the UK, it doesn't matter, they broke up anyway. But the reason why she couldn't move to the UK to be with John because the dad of the other kid filed the motion that said that she couldn't take that child out of the state. So that's why she never actually continued filming and moved in with John because that motion stood and the judge said, no, you can't take this man's child out of the state. And she refused to give up custody. So she had to stay here until the child turned 18. And then it didn't
And
matter.
same with that other chick too, with that with Sean from Ireland.
Mm.
Wait,
Same
Sean.
thing.
The
Yeah, the
tatted up like
Irish
a UFC
guy.
fighter guy.
Wait, what happened with that? Did he ever bring his kid over here?
No, but she couldn't bring her kids to go live there in Ireland because of the parental rights.
Oh yeah, the dad filed the motion. Yeah, you just file a motion if they try, and then if they take them out of the state or whatever, then you can file for them to. I don't know how it enforced it, but though I'm pretty sure you'll get arrested if you try to take the kid out of the state or out of the country.
Mhm.
That
True. All right.
Sean guy, but that Sean guy, he had a daughter too, right? I
Yes,
remember,
Yeah.
that's right.
and I wonder if he ever brought his daughter over here. I never cared enough to look into that.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe the same
Mhm.
thing happened. The mom filed that motion and said, you can't take my kid overseas or out of the country or whatever. But I'm pretty sure
Well, I
Sean,
think it's like more like she can visit, but she cannot live there.
yeah, because the other parent is entitled to visitation rights. And it's
Mhm.
not their responsibility to have to pay for an international plane ticket every time they want to see their kid.
And I'm wondering what the banana chip guys podcast is doing these days.
Absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. They filmed like 2 episodes and then stopped. Yeah, I totally forgot about all of that. Damn. It's crazy how we be moving along with new stuff and I forget about the old shit. You know what? I don't even hear about the banana chip guy anymore. Like, has anybody even seen or heard anything about him in months?
I thought
Uh,
they were like divorced.
uh,
I wouldn't know. I ain't heard nothing.
those they fall into the category of like, I mean, we're the kings of tea, but like they're almost so irrelevant that like even
Mhm.
for us, we don't really pay attention to them.
Well, right. They're like NPCs. Like they
Yeah.
were on the show, but nothing is happening with them, and we don't even care to look into it. So, and until you actually brought it up, I forgot all about them.
I
Okay, the
know.
last episode of their podcast aired in June of last year.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they only did like 2 episodes.
No, 8.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's way more than I thought. Well, I listened to zero of them, by the way.
You guys made me listen to them.
Well, see, you don't have to now because now we have AI. You can have AI just analyze it and it'll send you a printout. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
we don't have to do that anymore. Like you don't have to listen to anything anymore.
Like,
You can
yeah, AI will tell you how your minge is.
exactly.
Hmm.
It'll tell you how your minge is and what you need to do to change your minge.
Yeah. Okay, next topic. This is a quick happy birthday to Kara,
Oh yeah, happy birthday,
friend of the
Kara.
show.
She's yeah,
Happy birthday.
she's under the witness protection program here at 90 Day Fiance Fridays.
For now, unless she does something or says something to Shabooty.
Yeah, but for now, if anybody has anything negative to say about Kara, y'all better watch y'all back. I'm just saying because she's under our protection.
True that. Yeah. If you start shitting on her and then all of a sudden you realize you're like blocked from my page, don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Don't come crawling back because you know what you did.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that. Oh, and then speaking of crawling back, perfect segue. Dana, aka Gino's family member, aka Michelle's husband, seems like I need to get I haven't gotten the full scoop from Gino because I forgot to ask, but apparently he's crawled back into Gino's life because they were hanging out at the bar together, and then Dana had like started following me back on not following he started following me again on Instagram.
Wait,
Um
so Dana is cool with Gino again after all the horrible shit he said at that tell-all?
Yeah, they were hanging out at the sports bar, and then the same day he started following me on Instagram again.
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want any
Hmm.
half-ass family members in my life. Like, no, thank you. You can take that shit and shove it.
Yeah,
Ah,
he's a douche. Like I'm pretty sure he's like I'm pretty sure he definitely like threat. I mean, I don't really take it too seriously, but he definitely like threatened me in my DMs and shit before. But
really? What an
I
ass.
remember that. I think
yeah,
you brought that up.
Yeah. And I basically told him I'm friends. I mean, I didn't really take it seriously, but I was like, well, I'm friends with Henry Hill's family, who's the guy, the Goodfellas family, Goodfellas movies about former mobster. And then after I said that, he shut the fuck up. But anyway,
Yeah, I remember that was the line you used because I love Goodfellas. So
yeah. So, but this is yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the full story is. If like he's now back in good graces, or if he's out of the is he out of the like Jasmine spell? So I'll have to get to the bottom
Well,
of like what
yeah,
the
we'll
deal
have
is.
to find out because there's a motive, obviously. So maybe
Yeah.
him and
hmm
Jasmine don't get along anymore, so he needs to get back on Gino's good side so he can get
Hmm.
back on the show. Like, there's a motive. You have to know. People like this work under motives and intentions.
Exactly. Like it's all about clout, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So that's the reason I think what's her name? I don't. It wasn't worthy of a topic list, though. I did post about it on Instagram today. I think what's her name? Who's the chick? Fuck, who's the chick that was with Johnny again? Uh, the who's the one with the pot?
Chloe,
What was
Oh,
it again?
Chloe.
Chloe. Yeah,
Chloe. Yeah,
Chloe.
Chloe is like back in Aruba hanging out with Johnny and taking photos because that's where the clout is. Because if she's with him taking new photos, then it's like it'll get posted on social media. So it's like the people always run
hmm
back to where the origination of the clout, you know what I mean? So the origination of the clout for her is to be with Johnny. So then they took new photos together, and Dana ran back the origination of the clout is Gino. Dana ran back to Gino. So that basically, yeah, that's the motivator for a lot of people.
Yeah. Clout makes the world go round, apparently.
Hmm. So then anyway, yeah, I'll get to the bottom of what the deal is with Dana and if he's still in good graces with Jasmine or not. Okay, and now it's the next topic is the 90-day convention.
Yeah, 90-day con. So that's kind of like we've already discussed this in the past, right? And
Hmm.
there's been different variations of what people want it to be. Like they said, 90-day cruise, 90-day con. And Bravo has one called Bravo Con that they do, I think, in New York.
I think it's in Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh, it's in Vegas.
Vegas.
So
Yeah.
that's like for the Real Housewives, right? Well, I mean, it's anything that comes on Bravo, but I think mostly it's
hmm
just the Real Housewives. So this
Yeah.
is kind of interesting because I don't know who they're gonna ask or who we're gonna see, or is it everybody? Like I have
Hmm.
questions, like my line, I have questions, I want to know more about it. But this is definitely something that I would go to, right?
Like,
Like this
yeah.
is right up my alley. This is something that I would actually spend money on. Like I would do this. I would show up. So I'm interested in this. I want to get more information. They gave very little to no information
Hmm.
whatsoever. Like they didn't give a location, they didn't give a date, they didn't give you anything. But this was a
Like,
kind of
look.
exciting thing. I feel like they waited too long. Like this should have been 5 years ago doing this when the show was still hot. But it is
Hmm.
what it is.
True. Let me there's a bunch of points now I want to make before I forget them. One on this is just so I don't forget. BravoCon, I know like Andy Cohen, he always goes to BravoCon as well. So Andy Cohen is there. So anyway, as far as 90-day con, oh, one thing though, so I'll read you their little synopsis, and then I'll go real quick. Immersive fan experiences, meet and greets with the biggest 90-day stars, live stage programming and entertainment, the 90-day universe live and in person, a never before multi-day fan convention with celebrity meet and greets, exclusive behind the scenes access, panels, and fan experiences you won't find anywhere else. And then so they have like a website where you go and then it's just like to sign up like for more information, like a newsletter type thing, where you just give them your information. And then I noticed where you put in like your email and your information where you sign up for more information, it has like your zip code. So I think what they're probably doing right now in the initial stages is they want to see all the like super fans that are signing up for more info, seeing what their zip codes are and see where most of the interest is. So if everyone's in the West Coast, like, or if everyone's in New York City area, maybe they'll more likely have it in New York. But if everyone's like in the West Coast, maybe they'll have it in Vegas. So I think initially they're on that like trying to learn more of the I'm sure they have way more demographic information on viewers, but I think for now that's one way they're getting information from like the fans that are interested, you know.
Well, it's dumb because I signed up for it. I don't have
Mhm.
a zip code. We don't have zip codes here. We use postal codes. But then when it asks what country you're from, it gives you like the drop down menu to choose which country you're from. I'm like, but you're asking me for a zip code. I don't have a zip code. So I just put the closest zip code to where I am,
Mhm.
to the States. And then I put my drop down was in Canada.
True. And then when I posted this, I had a pretty funny caption because I bulleted all like my ideas. So let me read real quick. This is from my Instagram. I said an official 90-day con is coming in the same vein as BravoCon. And then I said, I've already come up with several booth ideas. And I said, I can already envision the following exhibits. One, a 15-minute Sarper stand-up set, smell-o-vision where you can get to sniff Danielle, wine tasting with Big Ed's Walmart-esque wine, a wig fitting with Emma, African dance class with Michael. Usman sings a song to you, which is just the lyrics of I Love You, Your Name on repeat. Laser tattoo removal booth hosted by Elise. A photo booth with Julia, and she shows up with a baby in a stroller, but really it's just Betty dressed up as a baby. Bachata lessons or bachata singing or lessons with Kara, belly dancing with Vanja, grifting 10, and last but not least, grifting 101 educational session hosted by Yasmin, aka Jasmine Pineda.
That is actually spot on. Holy shit. That's amazing. That's literally exactly what's going to happen.
I know, right there, TLC, you're welcome. I just wrote out the whole plan for you.
Well, yeah, the itinerary has been done, so they can just they can schedule it and get going.
And you could just put the majority of them, how to be Eskimo brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of the things is just Jamal's fuck booth or something. You can just go fuck Jamal.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. And Liz can have one as well.
Yeah, they could be the Liz.
Yeah.
They could be the Liz glory hole.
And
Yeah.
Sophie. And Sophie.
Yeah, this is
True.
true. There'll just be a room with walls with holes in it, and it's Liz, and yeah, everybody's just on the other side of the wall, and you just do whatever you want because that they're gonna give it up to everybody.
The glory
True.
hole.
Yeah, so that's the TLC con. I mean, 90-day con. So should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there either way, so it's good.
True. Yeah, I'm just curious where it'll be. I think that's just that's what everybody's curiosity is where it'll be. Um, anyway,
I
we'll
don't
see.
know. It just depends on who's going. And yeah, I don't know.
hmm Okay, next topic. We're down to like our last two topics, which is Veronica was going on like she was going on like a meme posting spree. She was posting about let me say allegedly. Well, she's posting about like addiction, and she's talking about like cocaine addiction and all sorts of stuff. I don't have all the screenshots of what she posted, but like some of them, I'll read them real quick. She was reposting memes and stuff about addiction. So this one says like she's reposting other memes. So this one says, loving someone with an addiction feels like living with a rebellious teenager. There's no planning for the future and refusal to acknowledge the past. And this one says, loving a person in active addiction will break you before it saves them. And then there's another one about cocaine, which I don't have a screenshot of handy. She was on posting a bunch of shit, and then I posted about it, and I kind of like went at her in my caption if I could find it real quick, because I think my point I was making is like if she's basically, let me say allegedly, but she's almost kind of alleging that Seth, her husband, is like a coke addict, but then I feel like she's kind of like an alcoholic in my opinion. So it seems like she's throwing stones when she's far from perfect. But okay, so here,
Didn't they just get married? Like, how she?
They
yeah,
did.
yeah.
She's gonna act like she didn't know he was a alleged coke addict beforehand. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean
They got married at the end of March.
yeah, they got arrested and shit. And like, it's not like you're
November.
yeah, it's not like it's a surprise that y'all are both kind of fucked up. But okay, real quick, my caption. And again, I didn't really get. Anyway, my caption said, allegedly, in my opinion, I thought Veronica was the one with the alcohol dependence. Surely she isn't going to post memes about herself, even though they probably also apply to her. The moral of the story is don't jump into a band-aid ass marriage months after a DV arrest. The scars are still under the surface. Also, sounds like they should both get on the wagon together and immediately. Literally, they both got to get sober and take sobriety seriously, even if only one of them has a quote unquote problem. That shit ain't no joke. And then I said, alcoholism and addiction is the devil and rant. So I think my point is like she's posting all these memes basically saying like he's an addict and he's she's saying, then there's one about cocaine and like, but it's like I feel like she's just as fucked up. So I don't know. It seems very toxic.
it takes an addict to know an addict, right? Like
Hmm.
it is what it is. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Addiction is addiction. It comes in many forms. And
Yeah.
if she's got an addiction, allegedly, for drinking, she's in the same boat as the other person who has the addiction with coke. Now, don't get me wrong, a cocaine addiction is a little worse, but addiction is
Hmm.
addiction. So don't be out here judging people based on what their addiction is when you got an addiction too.
Yeah, and also just because People Magazine or whatever is like wants to post your wedding photos, you shouldn't like jump into the marriage just because of that.
I mean, wouldn't it be crazy? I mean, I want to say when we found out they got married, I took bets on how long they were going to stay married, and I said they were going to get divorced within a year. I think
Hmm.
maybe they're going to get divorced within this year. Like they're not
Hmm.
even going to make it a year. Like, but I don't know. I'm just saying it doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, I think yeah, you just know when you do too much because again, like on their social media, it's a lot of PDA on their social media, like public display of affection. So I feel like when you're lathering it on super thick for social media, that's kind of like covering up the cracks behind the scenes, you know.
I mean, we knew that their marriage was fucked from the beginning. So, I mean, anything that they were trying to sell to me, I already knew. Once they beat each other up at Christmas, like I knew
Hmm.
that things were not like who beats the hell out of each other at Christmas? Like that's the happiest time of the year. That's the one time of the year that you shouldn't be hitting each other. So I knew that their marriage was already screwed then.
Yeah, while your like daughter's in the house and shit.
Exactly. It's the happiest time of the year. Like it's the most wonderful time of the year. If you're punching each other, I would say you probably shouldn't be getting married because at Christmas, that's like the only time people that don't even like each other can get along.
Exactly. At least like be happy until you can unwrap your Christmas gifts, then fight afterwards. No play.
Exactly. Like what the hell? It's like you can't even tolerate each other at Christmas time. That's like the only time of the year people can tolerate each other at all.
Hmm. True. Okay, so that's the Veronica thing. I can't remember what it was. Oh, you know what's funny too is well, I know you're like friends with Tim, and then at some point I had unblocked Tim because you're friends with him, and then I can't remember what he said or what post it was on, but at some point in the last couple of days he like popped up. He doesn't follow me, but he popped up in my comment section and commented about something. So apparently he saw one of my posts. So
Oh. What was it like? Was he saying something about you or like,
it wasn't anything bad or about me. I wonder if I could find it real quick. Let me check my verified comments. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I don't even remember what post it was about and what it said. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
oh, okay.
Um, hold on. Hopefully there isn't too much dead air. I'm scrolling trying to find. Oh, here it is. Oh, it wasn't about the Veronica thing either. He commented on the 90-day con post, 90-day convention post. He and Tim commented, they tried this before and it was shut down in a couple of weeks. I hope they work it out. That's what he said.
Wait, they tried it before? I was unaware.
According to Tim, who I guess he would know, but he says they tried it out before and it was shut
Oh.
down in a couple of weeks. I hope that they work it out.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask him what that's about because I didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
you're
didn't know
gonna
what
have
that's
to.
about. So we have a phone call at some point because I need to know about that because I didn't. I mean, maybe they were in the planning stages and it never got past the planning stages. So yeah, I'll have to know about that. I don't know.
True. Yeah. Let us know the inside tea on that. And then the last topic I have is like Emily had finally had her fourth baby. Her caption says, let me see. Her caption says, thank you all so much for all the love and prayers. Baby is here and we are both healthy and doing good. The labor was crazy and I can't wait to share it all with you soon. Definitely the roughest recovery for me, but I would do it all over again. For now, I'm going to soak up all these newborn cuddles. So she sounds like she would do it all over again. So it sounds like she'll have baby number five, I imagine.
She's been pregnant for like the past 6 years, so
When is she not pregnant?
I think she's probably pregnant right now. She had the baby this week. She's already pregnant again. That's just my theory.
Probably.
I think that she's always been pregnant. Like as
Hmm.
long as I can remember, she's been pregnant, and maybe that's just what she wants to do. She just wants to be pregnant every day of her life. But
Hmm.
yeah, I didn't even realize there was four babies. After Coben and the girl, I lost count. I didn't even.
Yeah, I stopped counting after like two.
Yeah, so good for them though. Congratulations. I'm happy for them. But damn, girl, take a month off from being pregnant. At least you've been pregnant for 5 years.
Yeah, give that coochie a little rest.
Air that coochie out. Let that coochie
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, and invest in some fucking condoms. I'm playing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not playing
Any birth control, please,
any,
please,
right? Any.
please.
Eat or pull out. I'm not even being picky. Try something else because what you doing ain't working.
Yeah, I mean, we know Kobe is known for scoring in the paint all the time, but like, try to switch it up.
I mean, yeah, 4 kids in 4 years is wild. That's wild, guys. That's crazy.
Well, I know Kobe's original basketball jersey was number 8, so maybe they're trying to have 8 kids.
Yeah, we're
I,
not trying to, they should not aim to have a soccer team. No, 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 no.
I
Hmm.
mean, maybe if that's what they want, but yeah, it's not even exciting anymore when she's announcing her pregnancies and her births because she does it so much.
Yeah, in my caption, I was a little bit of a snarky ass. I was like, math isn't my strong suit, so I stopped counting. So I don't know what number it's at.
Yeah, I didn't know what number it was either. I think I commented, is it one, is it 550, 500? I lost count. But I
Yeah,
really don't know anymore.
true. So okay, I think that was my last topic. Oh, and then I guess let me give a shout out to Yara who finally followed me back. YOLO.
Oh, Yara,
I
that's
saw what you
awesome.
posted that was hilarious with Jovi.
Yeah, did you see my like stories? I don't know if George saw it. Those are my stories.
I didn't see it. I'll have to go back and look. My
Oh, it might have expired, but it was funny because like so what happened was because basically long story long, I guess we'll turn it into a topic, but like I don't really post about Yara a lot, but for she's really hot obviously. But anyway, like for Mother's Day, I reposted one of her photos. Obviously, it was her in a bikini, but I said I reposted one of her bikini photos and I was like, Happy Mother's Day. And then when I tagged her and but like on Instagram, you could see if someone sees your like tag or DM or whatever. This
yeah.
is it'll you see like it'll say sent or it'll say seen if they've seen it. And then like with her, it was said sent, meaning she hasn't seen it. And then so I did like a story, kind of like as a goof. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, I think I found it. Oh yeah, here it is. So I basically I could anyway, I did a post on my stories where I screenshotted the DM to Yara where it says sent and it doesn't say seen. And then I said, and I tagged Jovi and I said, here's how you know Yara is loyal to Jovi. I tag her on a post and she doesn't even see that shit. So I did that and I tagged Jovi and then Jovi like DM me. Well, he saw my story and then he DM me. Fuck, I don't know if I have it, but anyway, he DM me. He was like, "Well, Yara doesn't even. She doesn't even see my messages either." Meaning like,
No, she doesn't respond to his messages.
yeah,
Oh,
like
wow. That's
she.
crazy.
He's like, she doesn't even respond to my messages or whatever. So anyway, I'm probably ruining the joke, but anyway, like I reposted that, and then I think he told her about it, and he told her to like go look at my stories, and she thought it was funny, and then like I think at that point she DM'd me, and then I DM her, and then like long story long, I asked her to follow me, and she followed me back. So yeah, now we're Team Yara as well.
All right, welcome to the Witness Protection Program over here at 90 Day Fiancé Fridays, Yara. We got your
Welcome,
back.
y'all.
Yes,
Welcome. Don't fuck it up.
don't fuck any 90 Day bad boys.
Yeah, if you want to be protected, keep Rob's dick out of you. We
Yeah,
can't protect you if you do that. We can't.
yeah. When there's 90 Day bad boy dicking you, like the cock protection program goes away.
It goes straight out the window. It's all fair game at that point.
Yeah. So those are all my topics. Yeah, I don't know. And let's try to look at the chat, the live chat.
Oh yeah, we can look at the chat.
Okay, Lana says no more kids in these days and times. No. Ty says I don't think they said B or G yet, boy or girl. That's about Emily.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I never even looked at the post at that point, so I don't know. At this point, I stopped counting, and I don't want to say I don't care, but I really don't.
Hmm. Ty says Emily got really big with this one. I thought for sure it was more than one baby.
Nope, she's just a wider load now. Actually, she's just a little wider load.
Mhm. Sherry says get Tim on the pod.
Actually, that would be fun. I'm gonna work on
Hmm.
that. I mean, I got a lot of shit on my plate right now, but I'm
Mm,
gonna work on that.
just like those voice notes, right?
Yeah, Gina, you know what? You're, you can take that attitude, whatever.
Um, And then let's see. No, like for Tim, I would say he should come on the pod because we'd have a good time. It's kind of like in the same vein. Remember, I don't know if you recall this, but I obviously remember. We were gonna, and again, I was trying to extend an olive branch, and we were gonna have like, and then I'm not friends with her anymore, but we were gonna have like Nikki Exotica on the podcast, and I even like promoted it on my story, and basically like publicly said, "Hey, we're gonna have her." And then that was when she got word from like that PR lady, the one that was like trans, and then the PR lady put the kibosh on the interview, and then that pissed me off that we already and after I'd already promoted it, and so now we're not cool with Nikki anymore. And it's the same way. It's like Tim, if you just come on the podcast, you'll have a good ass time.
Well, yeah, this podcast is a good time, and no offense, but Nikki Exotica's not having a great time right now. Like she's got some
Hmm.
shit going on, and the way she did us was messed up, and she's no longer part of the witness protection program. I'm not gonna say anything negative about her based on what's going on. I know Lana, she's in the hospital, so I'm gonna refrain
Yeah.
from saying anything negative or whatever because I'm not that type, but we wish the best for her. So
Hmm.
I'm not dragging her tonight. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I didn't really mention that topic, but yeah, I don't know what her deal is. I don't know how much is the boy cried wolf and how much is serious. And I know there's like a GoFundMe, but I'll wish her health the best, but I hope she's not like embellishing.
Grifting.
Yeah, grift. I hope she's not grifting. I hope she's not embellishing for the sake of the GoFundMe is all I hope.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So anyway, the moral of that story was Nikki Exotica, you should have came on our podcast. You should have listened to that dumb publicist who you're not even friends with anymore, I'm sure, because Jasmine's not friends with her anymore. But basically, you fucked yourself. Anyway,
Yeah, and not in a good way.
yeah.
not
Um,
not in the way that feels good, just saying.
yeah. All right, let's see if there's any other comments before we end it. I guess Lana says, love BravoCon. 90 days will be worth giving it a try. Ty says they need to pay you guys to be there.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yes.
We could literally have our own booth there. Like
I
honestly,
mean,
we totally could.
we should do a tea panel and then we could talk about spilling the tea.
Yeah, I feel like we could totally do that.
Hmm. And then we could have, I forget her name, but there's that sharp employee who's like always trying to dig around for tea leaks. We could have her interview us.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see any other topics. I mean, any other comments? Let's see. Gia would pull the old Grey Poupon commercial and call her a whore.
I totally would. I'd be like, excuse me, is your name Jasmine? She'd be like, yeah, I'm like, whore! And just drive away. Like,
Well,
absolutely. I would totally do that. I would totally do that.
well, there's a lot of whores in the 90-day universe, so that applies to like more than
Hmm.
one person.
Well, yeah, yeah. Or I could roll over if I see Jasmine in the car next to me, I could call her a child abandoning whore,
Hmm.
Just to be more specific, because you're right.
Well,
That could be anyone.
well, your second comment could be anyone too. Liz.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, this is true. There are some child abandoning whores as well. So you know what? You're absolutely right.
Hmm. I don't know who this is about. It says, "Damn, Chick-fil-A paid him good." Then I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
probably about Josh,
Josh
because he used to work at Chick-fil-A. Josh.
Oh
in
yeah, that Josh.
Hawaii.
Yeah. True. The suit, Sharp. Can you not cast so many fucking Joshes? Because there's like 5 or 6 Joshes now.
Yeah, Josh
You
is.
can just call Chick-fil-A Josh,
We
like
can retire all Josh.
Chicken Josh.
Well, there's Coke Joshua, Chick-fil-A Josh. There's 90 Day Bad Boy Josh. There's the Catie Josh. I don't know.
It's too much.
UK Josh.
It's
That's
time
the one.
to retire any Joshes. If anybody applies the name Josh, just deny the application.
Hmm. Um, Sherry, Sherry wanted us to talk about Nikki Zaga, but I feel like we just talk about her stuff like that. Um, Happy birthday to Lana's sister.
Yeah, Lana sister. Happy birthday, Lana sister. Love you. We love you, Lana.
And then Amberly says Turkish people. You might have mentioned this earlier, but I'll just read. I'm reading it out, without thinking about it. Turkish people are just considered Muslims in the South. Um, Lana says, "Sorry, I'm late today." Oh, again, I'm reading these backwards. Sorry, I'm late today. It was my sister's 60th birthday party, and I'm lit now, but I'm listening. I hope Lana doesn't mind me telling the world that she's lit while listening.
I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm not embarrassed. I'm totally lit right now.
Mhm. Sure. What we should do one time. Like, we should not like, and we shouldn't announce it or tell people. But one day we should do like a weed podcast, like smoke weed, but don't tell anyone that's going on.
Oh, that wouldn't end well.
That wouldn't end well.
I mean,
No,
Why not?
because Captain said she can't do it. She gets paranoid.
Well,
Uh,
Eddie George and I could do it. No,
well, you two can do it, no
I
problem.
mean, sometimes I hit the pin before we record anyway, so
true.
it is what it is.
Anyways, it would just be funny to like not tell anybody, but then between us, wink, wink, we'll be like, "Yeah, we're having a weed show, but no one has to know about it," and see if the
Well,
end result's any
we could
different.
we could have done it in April to celebrate 420, but clearly,
Hmm. True. Anyways, Sherry was laughing when you said Yoko Ono of the group.
Yeah.
she is
Yeah.
though.
She definitely Yoko Uno the group. She definitely did.
Mhm.
Emma destroyed the bad boys from the
Oh,
end.
and then here's okay. Well, let's just end on this note, and then here's some like inside tea. I'm pretty exclusive, like, and I haven't posted this on Instagram or anything, but I'm pretty sure Emma is also not a fan of Liz.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with that based on the new turn of events, the information that has just been released. I'm gonna go ahead and say I back that statement.
Yeah, so but that's some tea because I haven't. I mean, it's obvious, common sense, but I hadn't anything about that until now. So anyway, that's a little nugget of info.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't follow each other.
Hmm. So, anyways, the tell-all should be interesting. I'm sure. We'll see. Yeah, well, I'm sure Liz is gonna suck up to Gino because she knows Gino has important friends.
Well, it won't help. She's been banished from the 90 Day Fiance Witness Protection Program, so it won't help.
True. All right. Well, I have my dentist appointment tomorrow, so I guess I should go to bed.
Yeah, I have so much to do and I gotta call Bay real quick, so I gotta get going.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you, everyone of our live listeners and our people that listen after the fact. But shout outs to Amber Lee, Colleen, Davy, Heather, Lana, Pineapple Girl, Sherry Ellis, or sorry, it's Els, Sophia and Ty. Oh, and then remind me to ask Sophia about the Catie girl because they're both from Portland. But I'll get her 2 cents for next time.
I think
Oh
Katie's
yeah.
from Eugene, Oregon. People were saying that she picked them up from the Eugene airport, not Portland.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
True. All right. Well, that's about it. Any other final words before I do my little outro?
Have a great, well, in Canada, it's a long weekend on Mondays. Have a great long weekend, Canadians.
Well, we don't have that. And
You have it next week.
happy belated Mother's Day to everyone except Liz and Jasmine. Fuck
True.
y'all. Fuck y'all. But happy belated Mother's Day to everyone else though. Love y'all.
Yeah, I'll co-sign that.
Same.
Just
All
have to
right.
put that out there.
Sure. All right. I'll do my outro, which is thank you everybody for listening to 90 Fiancé Fridays
On a
A
Friday.
Friday.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out,
Good
everybody.
night. Bye.